Growing up in a fatherless home, you have the same odds of going to jail as if you were raised by both parents opposed to with the father not there. So it's like the father not being there is so impactful. It would be essentially worse to not have the father in the household than, I guess, both parents in a sense.
Right. There are just societal behaviors that are taught from a mom and from a dad.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need them there to avoid simple mistakes.
Yeah.
And if they're not there, then you will make simple mistakes. And simple mistakes can get you years in prison.
Yeah.
In some neighborhoods. So it's just a really, really sensitive topic because some of my closest friends, dads run around, and they're amazing, successful, everything. You know?
Yes.
Like you could always beat the odds first and foremost, all right? Like,
Yes.
But it's very, 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 very hard for some people compared to others. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Cool. So we're live. Another episode of Adversity King. Special guest today, Lasalle Smith. Correct? All right, awesome. Born in Texas?
Born in Texas.
What part of Texas?
Born in Dallas.
Yeah?
Home sweet home. But I was young there. I moved to Chicago very young. So
Okay.
Chicago feels more like my home than Texas does.
Yeah.
But I go back quite frequently. My whole family lives there. So it's like having a home in two places. Because
Yeah.
my heart's in both places, you know.
Yeah. I feel that. I was born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas until I was about 9.
Little Rock. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So in the South.
So you're a Razorbacks fan.
Yes, Razorbacks fan, Cowboys fan, unfortunately.
I can rock with that.
Yeah?
It hurts a little bit, but, you know, I'm a Cowboys fan, too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely. So being in Dallas. So Cowboys fan. I actually went, when I was really young, I went to the game that Romo first started in. Was it Bledsoe that played before him?
Yes.
And they were playing the Giants, and he got sacked so many times. There was a safety. I believe it was his last game, and then he transitioned into, what's it called, being an announcer or something like that. But
Bledsoe?
Yeah. I love Texas, man. We were just talking. So the being in insurance, I'm a franchise insurance owner. But if you look Globe Life right there,
Yep.
that's our parent company. They've been in Texas forever. You know what I mean? It's Globe Life Stadium and everything like that.
I've seen the office building 1,000 times.
Yes. So Texas, you're in there for just a couple years. When did you move to Chicago?
Years, probably like 99. I was born in 95.
Yeah.
So like I was on like 4 or 5. So I went back every summer for 3 months at a time because my parents wanted to go travel and do all this shit. So they would used to just drop the kids off at the aunts and uncles' houses, and cousins' house, which was fun. Like it was always something to do.
Yeah.
It was always warm outside and whatnot. So, but Chicago is really where.
What brought them to Chicago?
My dad got a kick-ass job up here.
Yeah.
I think because he was working for Frito-Lay down there, and if he would have stayed at Frito-Lay, like it would have been.
What's Frito-Lay?
Frito-Lay, like Cheetos and chips.
Okay,
and
I was
shit.
thinking, I was like, is that the chip company?
Yeah,
okay.
like chips and shit.
Bro, this is my go-to right here. I eat good Monday to Thursday, and then as soon as Friday hits, it's like 18,000 crumble cookies, hot fries.
This your favorite chip?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
How do you feel about hot crunchy curls? Like,
I don't know if I've had that.
you should. That's some real Chicago shit.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
This, I don't know if anything can compete with this. The hot crunchy curls.
As a professional food connoisseur,
Yes.
I'm telling you, I got some shit that can compete with this.
And I find anything to kind of justify whatever it is that I like. And I just read a statistic on this page that said spicy foods are like linked with longer life. And I love spice. So I was like, man, this is good.
I mean, I know that.
As I keep eating the hot fries.
I know all my Haitian homies, all my African homies, all my Latino homies that been eating spicy shit their whole lives.
Yeah.
Got grandpas and grandmas that are 95 years old.
Yes,
so
bro. Absolutely.
I don't know how true that is, but I don't disagree with it.
Yeah. So your dad comes to Chicago. Was it Frito?
Frito. He left Frito-Lay. Pretty sure it was like Dean Foods, which was sick because he was always bringing home like designer cereal and shit.
Oh wow.
It was cool, and like bringing home all the like different flavors of milks. It was he's in finance. He's a finance guy. So from a finance standpoint, he's going to all these companies. And now he's at Edelman.
Okay.
Giant PR firm, fucking amazing. That's what got me into advertising.
So he probably has like way more certifications than somebody like myself. Like he's probably got the Series 63, the Series. See, all I have is a life insurance license.
I mean, that comes with time though. Like
yes.
Like, everything that he has, like he's 50-something years old. Like,
yeah.
You're 20-something. So like everything that, from a finance standpoint, he has, you will get naturally. Just that's how the steps to success go. And everything, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, moves up here, gets into a finance company then from Frito-Lay?
Or I think he was on the finance side of Dean Foods.
Okay,
So like,
finance side of Dean Foods.
Finance side of Dean Foods. And
Oh,
finance
okay.
side of FTD. If you remember the flower company.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was always bringing home like amazing flowers for my mom. That's where I learned to get flowers so much because
Yeah.
my dad would bring home these crazy bouquets.
Yeah.
And my mom would be happy as hell, and they'd light the room up. And,
Yeah.
I kind of took that with me, so I love flowers now because of that. And then he made the transition to Edelman.
And that's where he's at now?
Yeah, he's been there for a while.
Okay.
As the VP of Finance
okay.
for North America. So.
Wow. And is Edelman still, is that food related or?
Edelman is PR related. So.
PR, okay.
Samsung.
Okay.
Penn State. If you have a PR problem, you call Edelman.
Okay.
That's how
it's
the number one in the world, and it's an awesome place to be, awesome place to work.
And then with that, you said your parents, the bouquet, the flowers. Now, are they still together?
Yeah, it's crazy because they met when they were young. We were moving out of the house, and I found this big box of letters my dad was writing my mom when he left for college, and we had my older sister.
Yeah, yeah.
And like all these letters of faith and love and all these things.
Wow.
Like, my dad was like, "I promise you, I'm getting this degree to make us money.
Yeah.
Family. I'm not leaving you. All these things." He went on to University of Houston.
Okay.
While my mom was still in Dallas.
Yeah. Wow.
But it was cool seeing that because that was like that set the expectation for like love for me.
Yeah.
Like my dad went on a mission and came back with the bread. You know?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And I was talking on a podcast
without losing any love for his family.
Absolutely. I was talking on a podcast yesterday in regard to the statistics of fatherless homes. I think it's 1 out of 4 children in today's day and age in America are being raised in a fatherless home, in a broken home.
And that's absolutely heartbreaking because if there's one thing about my life that it makes me smile, is like how my parents raised me.
Yeah.
You know, like I couldn't imagine it. And you play the cards you're dealt, you know? So
yes,
I'm not
yes.
gonna look at someone that's my age and be like, anything that happens is your fault. It just sucks that everybody can't have that same situation.
Absolutely.
So you have to respect all walks of life because you never really know what someone went through. Because not having a parent there is something I can't relate to. So when someone is acting off of that, then it's hard to judge because I have no idea where that pain comes from, you know, because that's the feeling I've never felt, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's pull that just a little closer.
Oh.
Yeah, just a little closer.
Cool.
So, and she's, even my assistant, Sarly, she shared a TikTok last night because we were talking about this with the previous podcaster, and the statistics were nuts in regard to broken homes and jail statistics, different things like that, incarceration, dying and different things like that. And it's like growing up in a fatherless home, it's the same as like, I think they said you have the same odds of going to jail as if you were raised by both parents opposed to with the father not there. So it's like the father not being there is so impactful. Like it would be essentially worse to not have the father in the household than, I guess, both parents in a sense. The TikTok broke it. It was some doctor lady. She was breaking it down very sophisticated.
I've heard a statistic like that, and there are just societal behaviors that are taught from a mom and from a dad. Yeah. And sometimes you need them there to avoid simple mistakes.
Yeah.
And if they're not there, then you will make simple mistakes, and simple mistakes can get you years in prison.
Yeah.
In some neighborhoods, so it's just a really, really sensitive topic because some of my closest friends' dads run around, and they're amazing, successful, everything. You know?
Yes.
Like you could always beat the odds first and foremost. All right. Like,
yes.
But it's very, 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 very hard for some people compared to others. You know?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think for me, the reason I brought it up because my initial thoughts was down the road when I have kids. I was like, you know what? I turned out fine, and my dad hasn't been in my life since I was 6, and I was like, maybe I should I should send my son to boarding school because I'm like scared. I'm like so scared in today's day and age. It's like, what can I do to like make my son at least somewhat similar, or my children in general?
Fill your house with love, dude. That's all you can really do, man.
And that's I got one of my best friends grew up in a wholesome home, just like you, where it's like dad, mom are like this since like Locke. You know what I mean? Like it sound like you said your story sounds similar to his, where it's like, and he was successful, he was in sales and everything like that, but he was like never like they held him accountable and everything like that, but it was not a abusive home or a broken home. Like it was a home full of love and flowers, and
he still made some mistakes.
Yeah, I mean he's made some mistakes, but my boy, like he is a good ass dude.
Some of my dumbest friends, big ass houses, successful ass parents, just chose to do things that weren't smart.
Yes.
Sometimes you do them because you feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you're doing them because there's an image you want to achieve, which is fucking stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But I know, mom and dad driving Range Rovers. Like, why are you trying to sell weed, dude? There's absolutely no reason for it.
Yes.
Now, this was a few years ago. Selling weed today is a bit different because, you can have an actual reason to be selling weed.
Yes. Yeah.
But I've seen 6-figure, 7-figure kids just do stupid shit for the sake of, like, I don't know.
One of my other good friends, he was 6-figure, 7-figure kid, and I was broke as shit. You know what I mean? And we would steal from the mall, and he would be stealing with us, and he was rich. You know what I mean? Like had it all, and I'd be like,
it's like an addiction.
Yes.
Like the sticky fingers is like a.
Yeah, we were young. We were in middle school. We'd go take Converse and things like that, and he'd be taking them, and I'd be like, as I look back, I'm like, bro, you have like a lot of money.
He didn't have to do that. Like,
yeah.
I used like.
But it's crazy. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like I haven't looked into it, and I don't plan on watching the video. But there was just the release of that young man that passed away in Memphis.
Yeah, fuck to watch that.
I didn't watch. I'm not even gonna watch it.
Because there's this thing that's called I read it today. It's about the trauma you share when you watch someone of your same skin color go through violence. So it's like when I watch that video or when I watch Trayvon Martin, I don't see him, I see myself. That's like self-inflicting trauma. That goes through communities when you see the same types of situations happen. So it's hard to watch those videos. Like these, I don't know if I watched a shooting video in a few months, and there's been dozens and dozens. Just because I'm like, that shit makes me sick to my fucking stomach,
Yeah.
Because I see myself.
Absolutely.
That's empathy. That's why it hurts so fucking much,
And where I get torn is where people start to immediately look to classify, as we're talking about like rich kids, and this is why I'm bringing this up, because it's like people will look at police and say, well, police are bad. And then people might look at, black people and be like, well, they're thugs, or you know what I mean? It's like always classifying, you know what I mean, a certain group of individuals, and it's like there's going to be good and bad people. And I look at that situation and what occurred with, I believe that it's Tyree.
Mm-hmm.
So, rest in peace, and to the family and everything like that. Condolences.
He got killed by all black cops.
Yeah, exactly. And the first article I saw was
that dialogue is like the one being pushed now, and it's saying like
was white supremacy was fueled behind it.
Right.
And I'm like, why does it immediately have to go to like just some type of racial profiling and classify? It's like because bad people killed another person.
The problem is police systems.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what your skin color is. If you're in a fuck system, you're gonna do some fuck shit.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
So seeing 6 black people make a mistake, 6 black officers made a mistake. Yeah, they made a fucking mistake because they're in a fucked up flawed system.
Yeah.
And next, it's gonna be a Mexican next time. Or it's
yes.
gonna be a Muslim next time. It's gonna be like.
I feel like for me, my political views is it's a human. You know what I mean? It's never for me. Now, obviously, it's like we got to get into this, that, and the other. But it's like, and then I also think about one of my favorite rappers of like, nobody really like dissects the lyrics of like Tupac. You know what I mean? Of like, black on black crime is way worse than this other projected crime and profiling in regard to what we think is against us. It's like we are against us more than, you know what I mean? Others of like.
I think there's a lot of things working against African American communities. This is a really loaded question because, like, obviously from a Tupac perspective, like, music conveys a certain type of lifestyle and story about black neighborhoods and black families. Of course, there are music labels that are pushing a certain narrative based on what they think will sell, which is sell drugs and shoot people. Then there's the individuals actually that are going through these situations, like the artists themselves that aren't bragging, they're telling stories about what they went through and whatnot. So like it's when you attack each front, there's going to be a different logic as to something that's good or bad or that justifies it. But I think the worst part about it is that there are people that put billions of dollars behind certain artists and stories, like to poison others, to poison neighborhoods, to poison people. I have a real bad bone to pick with hip hop right now.
Yeah.
So much shit is garbage. Like the music isn't even good all the time.
No, I don't. There's very rarely. I like some of the Drake albums that'll come out. Who did the?
I'm a music head. I listen to fucking everything. Like, it's just like I notice a lack of substance. I'm not gonna stop listening to hip hop.
I'm an old soul though. Like
hip hop is in my DNA. I can't take that away.
Yes.
So I will never stop listening to it. But I just notice a lack of substance, a change, a shift, a pivot. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It happens all the time. It happened in 2000. Happened in 2010. And
yeah.
It's 2020 and.
It'll continue to evolve.
It's the art of creativity and music and entertainment.
Yeah.
It pivots.
Now, as you were growing up in Chicago, what was high school? What was all that like for you?
I played football. It was fucking lovely, man. I was an athlete, baseball, basketball. Ended up going to Augustana College, played D3 football over there.
Okay. Where's that?
That's like in the Quad Cities. It's like it's like a border between Illinois and Iowa.
Okay.
4 cities make up the Quad Cities: Bettendorf, Davenport, Rock Island, and Moline. It's like maybe 500,000 population total between all 4 cities.
Okay.
And that's like the last major connection point before you kind of hit like Denver. You know, you'll go through Iowa City maybe, but other than that, it's like the last major part of like the Midwest to West connection, the Quad City. So it was cool being over there. Studied French, international business. Went to go live in France for a bit, study the language.
Now, are you French?
I'm not French. My name is French.
I was gonna say, yeah, you have.
So this dude Lasalle, right? And Lasalle discovered much of what is Chicago. That's why there's a Lasalle Street, and he discovered a shit ton of stuff in Texas. That's how I ended up with the name. I'm named after my dad. I'm the second.
Okay.
So Lasalle basically took this trip down the middle of the country and was claiming all types of shit left and right. Yeah. So he's kind of the man. Yeah.
So when did you start to kind of realize you wanted to get into photography and everything that you do now?
Damn, that's a good fucking question. My mom had this Sony A200. She was like, I want to be a photographer. We bought it for her. She didn't fucking use it at all. And then I naturally picked it up. I would just get the camera and walk around. And I started shooting buildings because they're always there. Buildings are always there. Sunlight and buildings are always there. So that's where I was learning about light and whatnot. And then you add a subject in there. And now you're doing street photography. And then you're doing portraits. And then you want to get into studio lighting. So then, like, it was this natural progression about what can you capture with a camera. And because I was super social, I got into nightlife. So capturing these moments of just pure energy is what I've been good. I don't miss when it comes to fucking nightlife photography. I don't care what anyone says. I do not fucking miss when it comes to that. But that took hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of being up to 5 a.m. shooting in clubs to like get like that, you know? But that's the repetition, you know? Yeah. I was going through my camera roll. I have 87,000 photos on my iPhone. And I have
87,000
and I have like 3 terabytes of images on my drive at home. And I'm like, and I'm 27.
Jesus. That's insane.
You know? So
that's
repetition,
insane.
it's a language to me.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. And I want to kind of talk too on like what was molding you as you were growing up? Like, what was it? Your mom? Was it your dad? Like, what are some of those 2 or 3 things? My
parents told me the world could be mine.
Yeah.
And I still believe that shit to this day.
They said the world
could be mine.
Okay, the world can be yours.
Just like
my Scarface poster over there. The world is yours.
Yeah, just without the cocaine, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. It's be a good person fundamentally. Have a code of ethics or morals that always kind of guide you, like a backbone. Some people, sometimes it's rooted in religion, sometimes it's rooted in the set of rules your parents gave you. Never be a hypocrite. Being a hypocrite is a terrible thing. It makes me sick to my stomach. That's my number 1 pet peeve. Some people are hypocrites. And stay curious. And you're never too old to like learn something new. Yeah. And I know this sounds really cliche, but so many people get caught up in their regular bullshit that they're scared to do something new. And I'm like, when I learned Photoshop, I just picked up the fucking Photoshop book, did all 13 lessons, and now I make thousands doing graphic design, you know? So it's like, just pick it up. And I know you might feel like a loser because what you do at first sucks, and it will suck. Yeah. But you have to keep on practicing.
Absolutely. So who were you closest to growing up? Or was it just like a really blended home?
It was both. I got like so much logic from my dad and so much emotion from my mom. It's really 50-50. So depending on the topic, you'll see that come out of me. But I get along with both of them amazingly to this day.
So to this day, it's probably pretty even in regard to who you're...
Pretty even. They both took so much pride in carrying the weight needed to raise myself and 2 older sisters. Yeah.
What do they do?
My
sisters.
mom, my older sister's in finance, and my youngest sister, my oldest sister's in like public finance, public servant. Okay. Yeah.
And does your mom still work?
Yeah, she's a hairstylist.
Hairstylist?
Yeah, for like Aisha Carey and Gabrielle Union. Like, she's good. She's really fucking good.
Yeah. Now, as you're graduating college, did you immediately when did photography? When did your career start to take off?
I was shooting on the campus. I was shooting portraits of people, and then I dated like some sorority chicks that were presidents of their chapters or whatever. So like I was doing headshots consistently, boom, 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 like shooting whole sororities and making bags. And I'm like, oh wait, this is fucking fire. You can make a killing if you just find your structure, and go with it. Shooting parties. I started a music festival there. Shout out to Vic Mentor. Shout out to Gold Link. Shout out to Sin. Shout out to Smino. we still win awards for that music festival to this day.
Does Gold Link sing Her Side Story?
Uh,
Is that who I'm thinking of? She knows.
You like, Gold Link fan?
I know this song from my ex, and it's like a fire song.
You know the song from your ex?
Yeah, it's called Her Side. It's a Her Side Story. It's got a great.
It's usually not a good thing when you think of your ex when you hear a certain song.
Yeah, she has a way better like music palette than me. Like if it's just me, I'm gonna put on like country or something, something like no one in Chicago likes.
I don't know if I've ever dated a woman that likes country music.
I definitely have, but coming from Arkansas. Definitely.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. For me, like my dream girl is like a country girl. And I'm not gonna probably find her here in Chicago.
Daisy Dukes with a cowboy hat on.
Yeah, I got the boots over there. I keep the hat on.
Driving an F-350.
Yep. Yeah, I got the truck out there, bro. It's but I got that hip hop in me too, bro.
You got the drip on you. I feel you, man. I feel you.
So I don't know. I'm like that ghetto cowboy. But where I grew up, it was black cowboys. Like my dad,
which is so fucking sick, and I'm glad they're.
People don't realize like that. That's a whole legitimate
it's a
thing.
Whole real thing. My great grandpa was a black cowboy.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm talking about. I probably don't have pictures over there. I got my vision board. My mom over there. But man, dude, I'm talking about like where I grew up. It was just black people just riding horses everywhere, dude. It's like it's probably so. Even when I look back, I'm like, dude, that had to have been like if I was a white person driving through, I'd be like, where the fuck am I?
If I was a white person and I saw some black cowboys, I would have been scared.
Scared, bro.
Because if I was a black cowboy, I'm shooting the motherfuckers. I'm not happy. I'm not in a good mood.
Yes.
But have you seen The Harder They Fall?
Yes. Oh my God, phenomenal movie. Who produced
Jay-Z?
Bro, phenomenal. I love that movie so much. I love The Harder They Fall. I love Western movies. So Django is probably one of my favorite
movies.
You like
oldies like Clint Eastwood's, the like Fistful of Dollars, Hang 'em High.
I'd say the oldest, like once it gets too old, I don't like it. But I like Tombstone.
Fire.
I like Tombstone. And then what's the Billy the Kid? What's the one? I don't know.
I'm drawing a blank, man. I don't know.
I forget, but he's like a gunslinger, and it's definitely an oldie too. And it's definitely I have a favorite movies list. We can literally go into this topic right now. I have 70 on here.
You have 70 favorite movies? That can't be possible.
No, I swear to God, it's the only thing I like. I don't like to travel. I don't like to do anything.
I respect that. You
I like
save a lot of money.
Yes, yeah, I like movies a lot. But my favorite movie currently is King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
I never watched it, but I saw the previews.
It's really good.
I read the reviews.
Yeah, so for me, I really like it. I mean, it kind of I relate to it a lot. I don't know, but the second is way more known. It's Troy. I don't know, with Brad Pitt.
Of course.
Yeah, that one's a fire movie. You know what I mean? I relate that to the sales and everything like that. So, what's your favorite movie? As I'm looking for this other one.
Man, Blade.
Blade is so good.
First Blade,
it's on here. I like all three.
Blade has the best opening scene of any movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Blade. Okay, the first opening.
When he walked in the club and it's raining blood. And
Okay. Yeah.
Like that shit was incredibly hard.
That also reminds me of what's the gangster movie where they walk in, and the club is like really like neat. People make shirts of it.
Yeah, you talking about
Belly,
man. Yeah.
That's on here too. That's a fire movie.
Belly's on there. Watchmen, the movie. Have you seen Watchmen? Watchmen is the best superhero movie I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, Watchmen, the 2008 one. Yeah, that one was fire.
That shit was.
That's a solid movie.
That was emotional.
You like The Boys?
Of course, I like The Boys.
Okay, I was gonna say because The Boys is.
The Boys is so beyond fucked, and I thought they couldn't outdo themselves. But if you see the new season, the opening episode, to be like, for the dude to go miniature and climb up this dude's dick,
yes,
and then sneeze because he has too much coke in his head, and the dude fucking explodes, was like visually traumatizing.
Yes,
and I will never forget that shit.
Yes.
So it's really impressive that they're able to take it there. And they're not worried about being canceled because that whole show is a problem. That whole show is a fucking problem.
This is similar. This Doom Patrol is a DC.
I never watched it, but I know exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's similar, and I kind of like it. So, the country movie I was talking about is called Young Guns.
Young Guns.
Yeah, Young
Guns. And what number is it on your list?
This is 24.
24, so it's not that high.
Yeah, it's not, but it's probably I add them in really more so in correspondence of like how I watch them, whatever it might be. 8 Seconds. You've probably seen that one. Yeah, 8 Seconds is a fire movie.
I like Law Abiding Citizen.
Law Abiding Citizen.
I just watched that 2 nights ago.
The Denzel Washington.
Inside Man?
Inside Man's good, but there's the Equalizers are some of my favorite movies.
I really like the first one. And the second one,
I just like seeing him beat the shit up.
Just beat him up. Like John Wick, I feel like John Wick and Equalizer, I digest the same way.
He's just got such a badass voice too. It's like, I like for me, I like Denzel Washington, I think, more than John Wick because it's probably like a racially charged thing. Like, I like lean towards like my black side more, and I'm like, yeah, dog. Like, because John Wick, my man's coming up on like 5 movies.
I mean, yeah, but it's also Keanu Reeves.
Yes, he's such a and I don't know if the things are true, but I read so many good articles on him.
I have never seen a bad piece about Keanu Reeves. And
right?
He did The Matrix, which made everyone buy a fucking DVD player. So like,
yes,
he put the entire movie industry on his back, and for that, I will always fuck with Keanu Reeves.
Do you see like the articles where it's like Keanu Reeves was on a subway and like fed the whole subway, and it's like, I don't know, like is it?
He was on set carrying equipment upstairs.
Yes,
for the crew, and they were like, "We'll help you." He's like, "No, I got this." Like, he's a multi-million-dollar actor, like acting like he's a fucking PA on set, and that's so humbling because he just wants to get work done, you know.
Yes,
because I know some talent, celebrities, actresses that are absolute dickheads on set and come with that,
bro, or people on the come up that like start to get a little bit of success and turn into a dickhead. And
I think the thing about success is that you really got to stay grounded because at any moment it can be taken from you.
So taken.
Like I know people that thought they were untouchable and get shot and you're nothing.
Yes,
you know,
oh my God.
You spend your whole life doing what?
Absolutely.
So it can come as fast as it.
I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, and I like to really tap into the word and just kind of like let it guide me. And one of my favorite verses in Proverbs is "Pride comes before the fall." And I just think I'm like so many times I've seen individuals just in life in general, they'll accumulate some level of success in some type of form, materialistically, you know, maybe physically, mentally, whatever it might be, and then just that ego gets in the way, and it's so destructive.
Yeah, I think if you can manage to always remember why you started,
yeah,
then you could avoid this whole problem.
Absolutely.
So people always get away from the roots of why they began.
Yeah.
Like, I will never forget why I started photography, and that will make sure I always love photography. You know, like.
Why did you?
I was just I was fascinated with capturing people.
Yeah.
In moments between people, and that's really what it's rooted in, and like, I just try to do that in more creative ways now.
Yeah. What's some of the favorite work you've done?
Ooh, photography wise?
Yeah. Man. Out of the 87,000 photos and 3 terabytes.
A lot of really cool events. I had a couple brunches with the mayor, Lori Lightfoot, that I was shooting. That was pretty
How is
sick.
that? Is that cool?
Yeah, she's wavy. I know, like, the media says one thing, but she's in a room with her where you eating a croissant.
Yeah, it's a human being.
It's a human, right?
Cool. Anytime, even I feel bad sometimes. People get, like, they'll get confused when I say sometimes I'll feel bad for Joe Biden because he gets a lot of backlash. But I saw on the news his granddaughter was getting married at the White House, and I'm like, this dude has a family. He's got a son.
He's human as hell.
He's got a daughter. And
I just wouldn't ever run for president.
Yeah, but imagine like your grandfather getting flamed by 80% of the country, 24/7. I would feel kind of like, come on, let my pap rest today. You know what I mean? Like, so that kind of like
America's a very
harsh,
polarized,
yes,
temperamental group of
absolutely
country is it's tough. Like
absolutely,
there's no such thing as peace in this country. We should stop pushing that.
No, it's 50% peace.
Maybe 25%.
Yeah, it's like peace within your own. Like there's peace within your own chaos.
You gotta have peace within your bubble,
dude. That would be like.
And ignorance is bliss. And I know that sounds a bit disassociative, but
yeah,
there's too much fuck shit going on in the world to like put all of it on your heart.
Yeah,
because if you did all that, you literally just die. It would be terrible.
Absolutely. What's the future look like for you?
Very, very fucking bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe that, and I tell myself that every morning, and it helps me get out of bed every single morning. I am working on a mobile app right now.
Okay.
And I've had such a good fucking time working on it. It allows you to look up locations by color. So say you want to shoot this podcast outside, red is one of your main colors. You could look up the color red. It'll take you to red walls, red murals, red statues, red monuments.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'll show it to you.
Yeah, that's unique. Let's pull it up.
I have the beta pretty much built right now, and
yes.
I'll throw your name on the email list so you can get access to it.
Yes.
But very, very, very fire. Hold on, let me pull this shit up for you. So ideally, like I see that pulling me out of advertising right now because
okay.
I work at the Times and with Jason Peterson and in the West Loop. So that's like my bread and butter right now. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's so fucking fun working there. But you always have to have a game plan for what comes next.
So with the ad agency, are you doing like Google ads or?
Like mainly social and digital content creation. But we've done broadcasts, we've done commercials, we've done radio spots. You know, everything. It's not by the books full service, but there's not much we can't do.
Okay. Like, do you help TikTok videos go viral?
Yep. We will tell a client, stop paying for paid media. We'll do some organic shit that will go viral because we understand culture.
Yeah.
We understand what people want to watch, what people want to see. We understand the audio that works the best. We understand what's fucking funny.
Yeah.
We're stylish. We're tasteful.
See, I just hired this TikTok coach, and I had one of my videos get 2.5 million, all organic. I've just been doing organic and been having some pop off, but that's like my biggest ROI right now.
With TikTok, you have to just throw it at the wall and see what sticks because there's not. But you have to be confident in that. And when you have the right amount of culture, education, humor, whatever it is, whatever the mix is for that video, once you have that, keep doing that, and they'll pop.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you'll do millions on every video.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be massive.
Yeah. So I saw that. I think that if you keep posting the right sound clips. The right portions of these interviews, they'll continue to pop because people are looking for guidance and other people every single fucking day. Some people don't have a compass. Some people don't know what's next for them.
Absolutely.
So being able to just give a few words to people every single day can help them tremendously. So and that's what TikTok's for.
Yeah. Hopefully, I got to get it popping before China and everybody shuts it down.
Federally, yeah, it's cooked. It's done.
Yeah,
It's
so
done.
federal agents can't have access to it.
I think when you're on government property, if you work for a government agency, you just can't use TikTok. It can't be on your phone.
Yeah.
Which is, I understand that because they're harvesting data.
Yes.
And that's a national security issue. But the kids don't care.
No.
The kids just want to make TikToks, and that's the bread and butter of TikTok.
And I heard it doesn't operate the same in China. Like the interface is like educational. It's like it's a good like strategic move.
It's like they're fucking poisoning us.
Yes, yes, dude.
Because they moderate what we see and I heard the Chinese TikTok experience is far different than the American TikTok experience. Because I see just a lot of stupid fuck shit on TikTok.
Yes.
And I heard it's not like that in China.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Loves tacos.
Man, let me tell you about tacos, dude. Okay. So my favorite type of tacos, Apple Store, easily. Bread, but every single time, Apple Store, no fucking doubt. But I've been cooking portobello mushroom tacos a lot recently.
Did you like them at Soho?
Is that what you ordered when we went?
I did not.
What'd you order when we went to Soho House?
I got the white though fish. I want to say it was a grilled sea bass. It was a grilled fish.
Tuna?
It was a fish.
Was it good?
It was good. It was all right.
Did you wish you ordered something else?
Kinda.
Because I kind of.
But I looked at the menu.
Because I kind of told you what you should order. Now I feel kind of guilty because like I didn't want to send you off.
Yeah, I don't know, but I looked at the menu and I expected more of like a maple and ash type of menu because Soho House to me from an outside perspective was so like blown out. I was like, it's gonna be a crazy dining experience, and it was good. But like hanging with Landon and Claude, like you're like my expectations were way higher. I was like, I'm about to go in there and have a King's dinner.
Soho has really good food. It is not maple and ash. It is not McCormick and Smith.
But it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
I know the whole menu like the back of my hand. I've been there so much. But as far as these fucking tacos, all right.
Yeah.
I like home cooked things because you taste the love in food when it's cooked with hands that you know.
Yes.
So it's good. It was good. It was good.
Look, they're not as good as probably the tacos.
Yeah, I made some portobello mushroom tacos in my fucking kitchen. Like, that shit was crack.
Yeah,
What's
the seasoning and everything?
So my family has a seasoning.
Okay.
Because my family has a barbecue business.
Okay.
That operates out of Texas, out of Dallas.
Do you like Terry Black's? I went there in Austin.
I have not been.
No?
My dad has been, but I have not been.
Okay.
So we have a mild seasoning and a hot seasoning. So I mix that up in there in a big vat. Let the mushrooms saute for quite some time.
Yeah.
Let them season for quite some time. I'm a corn tortilla guy. Flour tortilla is fucking weird. Don't do that shit. Don't bring that around me.
You like the corn tortilla?
Yeah, don't do this, man. Don't do this.
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
Because when you get a corn tortilla right, it has this crisp to it.
I like crisp, but I'm trying to think of like
a flour
the
tortilla
flavor.
doesn't do that. Like a corn tortilla, if you cook it the right way, and it's like 14 seconds on each side. It's quick when you have the fucking pan hot. All right. It has the perfect crisp. It's perfect.
Nah,
I'll make you some tacos. I'll change your fucking life.
I was going to order tacos and have tacos like here, but then I ordered crumble instead.
You got crumble cookies instead of tacos.
Yeah, and then you can see I just started taking a bite out of every one of them.
What's your favorite flavor?
I like that pink sugar one so far. But every time I go to the city, every time I ask people what do they like, they say insomnia. What do you guys like? You guys like crumble, insomnia?
I don't think I've had crumble.
You haven't had crumble?
I'm not a big.
You don't eat sweets?
I'm not a big sweets guy. Straight like.
Yeah, me either.
My vice is like, as much as I love authentic tacos, like I will fuck up Taco Bell.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's terrible. I feel so guilty sometimes, but when I eat that shit, it's like...
The guy that we had on yesterday was in a Taco Bell commercial. His name's Chase Crawford. He's a producer.
That's hard.
Yeah.
What commercial?
He created his own, and they flew him out.
He created his own what?
He made his own Taco Bell commercial.
Oh, it was one of those like DL commercials and like the brand.
And when he was 17, they flew him out,
hard.
and that
That's
kicked
hard.
off his pretty much his media career. Now he runs a media agency, and they pretty much do everything from the production all the way to whatever the fuck he said.
The internet is beautiful. The internet can do things like that.
So
like
crazy.
10 years ago, you couldn't make a Taco Bell commercial and have the actual brand pay you tens of thousands to come handle it.
Right.
And that's like, if you have creativity and you know how to do it the right way, you can do fucking anything.
Literally.
I promise you.
Literally.
And you have to believe that. I believe that. That's happened to me. I've done spec shoots and things that I did out of fun, and I posted them, and then it got me real brand work. Like, that's... But I do it for me. I don't do it for anybody else. I don't post on social media for anyone else except for myself. Like I give a fuck about an opinion.
I feel like you got to be like that when you're an artist.
You do as an artist. Like if you post for other people, you post for the wrong reasons. Like what the fuck? Why would I take a picture for somebody else?
Yeah.
You know, like I take a picture because it inspires me first.
Yes.
And I share the picture because I've been inspired.
Yeah.
If you don't like the picture, you could fuck off. You know.
Yeah.
Because I know people that would.
Mm-hmm.
And if nobody did, I still would love the picture, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where you have to start with all ideas you have. Like, I'm my biggest believer.
Do you have any mentors or people you look up to outside of your family?
Yeah, it depends on, like, the discipline we're talking about. Because from, like, a creative standpoint, like, my network is really, really supportive professionally, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people that will mentor me to do anything. If I want to get into a new type of creation, or something that I'm not aware of, I think I have someone to call for everybody in my phone, you know? Yeah. Actual mentors, formally, like, no, but the thing about it is, like, advice and inspiration comes from everywhere in a city like Chicago. So, like, I've been mentored by Chicago, you know, not one particular individual, because there's so much to learn if you keep your eyes open in this city, you know? When
I first came to Chicago and had this opportunity, I met with one of these OGs and his wife. Yeah. And purebred Chicago, you know what I mean? Hustlers, gangsters.
Chicago motherfuckers.
This cat's pure from Jamaica, you know what I mean? And still goes back, you know what I mean? Still has a little bit of the accent. And his wife tells me, and she looks me dead in the eye, and she's like, you know, she said, what'd she say? Chicago's full of stealers, killers, and drug dealers, but like with a kind of like a Jamaican accent a little bit, but she ain't even Jamaican.
Oh, she was spitting really.
Yeah, and then she concluded with this. She like paused. It was like a gangster moment, and she was like, "If you can't make it in Chicago, like look me dead in my eyes." She's like, "You can't make it anywhere." And I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, Chicago's
that shit was real, bro.
Chicago's a cold world, man. I've seen the worst parts of this city, and a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Man, I had a dream.
I have not experienced anything negative, and even Landon told me like he got like held up once.
The more time you spend here, it's bound to happen to everybody.
Yeah.
I was at an art gallery 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Chilling, posted up, sipping on some punch. It was beautiful. You can ask a good amount of people in Chicago, because a lot of people remember this, but we were all young. This motherfucker runs up in there with an axe and cracks this motherfucker. Like, imagine you're at an art gallery, zen as fuck. It's like piano music playing
Dog,
and shit.
that's why I stay here.
I'm over here looking at this shit, talking about feng shui and blah, 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 blah. And I turn around and you just hear this big, like, and it's a sound I hadn't heard before, but it was a steel axe cracking a skull. And then there's blood spatter everywhere, and everyone just runs. And then, like, another guy ran in, and, like, someone helped him. But, like, that's, like, some Chicago shit.
That's
like, I'm at an art gallery, the most peaceful place I think I could ever be. And
damn.
Turn into a fucking murder scene.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, and like that's more traumatic than seeing somebody get shot and whatnot. Like,
oh my god, yeah, bro.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's.
Oh my god.
Seeing someone get hit with an axe is grisly.
Yeah.
It was some.
That's insane.
Yeah, I've been held at gunpoint a couple times, but they weren't on shit because they didn't pull shit. You know what I mean? But it's like,
see, I wouldn't even test it. I'd be like, yo, what do you want? You want $100? I'd be like, trying to pay them, like, yo. Just let me go, dog. I'm cool.
Chicago's stupid, senseless violence.
Yeah.
But it's glorified. You know, people like look at the music and think it's a place to come and act a fool, and it's not. But it's a home for everybody. This is our home.
I also believe the violence more so corresponds with the capita as well. Like, there's 10 million people in the metropolitan area of Chicago. Yeah. So it's like, obviously there's going to be more violence than an
100%.
area with 1 million people. It's a 10-to-1 odds.
I mean, compared to like New Orleans and Baltimore, we actually are not as violent, but we just have a lot of people. So like,
we have a significant amount of people.
It's still a lot of motherfuckers. Like a lot of bodies are still dropping. So like, I don't want to let that per capita term like let us get away from the fact that there's still serious problems going on. Like, yeah, Baltimore's smaller than Chicago. Does that mean that someone getting murdered here and murdered there should weigh differently on our conscience? No, it should be the exact same in my opinion. We have to address these problems from
If you had an unlimited amount of power and money, what would you do to turn Chicago around when it comes to the brokenness and just the destructiveness when it comes to some of these areas?
Unlimited amount of money to fix Chicago?
Limited amount of money, power.
Fix Chicago.
So because maybe it doesn't take the money. Maybe you got to adjust some things. Maybe it's just some power you need. What would you do to get this city turned around in a month or a year?
I would put a lot of money into the school system.
That's what I was thinking. Education.
I have to, because I'm like I said, when I was young, I was inspired every single day.
Yeah.
I need kids to be inspired every single day to not do things that are bad for them.
Yep.
You know, like, please be inspired to pick up a camera. Shoot a camera, don't shoot a gun. That would be really tight if every kid could do that. But also schools are closed, so you got kids going all the way across the city and having to enroll in private schools. Parents can't afford the money that private schools cost. So it's like, I would put a bunch of money into the schooling system.
Yeah.
Because I know we're trying to build a new fucking football stadium, and I know that there are kids that can't go to school. So I'm like, priorities are sometimes in my mind a bit misconstrued.
Yeah. What are the hobbies outside of your work? What do you do? What do you like outside of work and cook and being a food connoisseur?
I like to run.
Run?
Yeah, I like to run in the morning. And I've been running.
Not in the cold.
In the cold, yeah. I ran yesterday. It was like 13 degrees, ran with no music. And I actually like that because you've heard the cold shower theory in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Like, cold run do the same thing. I'll just run straight down north all the way through Humboldt.
No music is like
music.
Psychopath kind of.
But it's not. It's not as psycho as it sounds.
I do a no music workout once a week, and it's Saturdays.
I'm not.
But it's with a trainer.
Until the weather gets above 65 degrees, I'm not running with music. Because I'm also getting ready for the marathon. I'm going to run the marathon this year.
Oh, God, no.
Come on, man. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I hit the cold tub. You go to a Lifetime? There's got to be a Lifetime in the city. They got a cold tub down there?
I go to Soho at the gym, but I've been in plenty of cold tubs.
Yeah, so I like the cold tub. I like David Goggins. I listen to different podcasts in regard to like Andrew Huberman, and certain individuals will talk on just cold healing theories and different therapies and things like that. I like that. And I'll do some like cold push-ups if I just feel like flexing it.
I saw you half naked in the snow a couple days ago.
I like doing that, but that's
crazier.
That's a minute.
That's crazier than me running.
No,
7
not at
miles
all.
when it's 13 degrees outside.
I had a horrible experience because I used to run a lot.
I know you were cold.
I was cold, absolutely, but it was brief. You're running 7 miles.
The first mile is cold.
Yeah, I understand that.
And then after that, I'm sweating.
But I had a bad experience in was it middle school or like my freshman year, and I would run, and I was running in the cold, and like my skin dried up so bad that like my face was like really red. It doesn't sound that bad, but like it burned.
Hear me out.
My shit was burning.
I said this to Joanna yesterday, right? And I'm like, motherfuckers aren't moisturized these days, right? Put on some cocoa butter on your face.
Bro,
go out, use Vaseline cocoa butter. You're fine, bro. You are fine.
You are like so. With me being like mixed, I always just assume like, yeah, I don't need to do that shit. But bro, I'll be getting like dry skin and then like,
dude,
that's the thing. Like not having
your skin, because then you'll be 45 looking 87 and wonder where you went wrong.
Yeah, bro. It's probably too late, but
it's not too late.
It's not too late. See, not having the black dad in the house, I have no like. It took me until pretty much this year to figure out how to shave properly without getting like ingrown hairs. And I would try to tell people, they're like, hey, look, we're in the finance. You got to be a little professional and shave. I'm like, I can't shave with that shit. Right. It burns my skin.
It's different.
Like, I'll get ingrown hairs. Like,
so it was cool. My mom.
Your hair don't look that black. I'm like,
my mom being a hairstylist, she always had solutions for black hair.
Yes.
So like beards, I've been getting like paraffin treatments since I was like 12. Like
I gotta connect you. I gotta connect your mom with my little sister.
Yeah, if you want like a regimen that's good for men, like I have a beard regimen, conditioner, relaxer, all that's done in the shower, and then there's a post beard treatment. There's like it's like a process, like the same thing women do to have their skin all flawless and shit. Men could do and not look like shit all the time, but I digress.
I'd be having to explain to people, it's like, bro, this is like I gotta shave a certain direction. It's not like a metal razor. I gotta use like a
there's a process to it. You just gotta make sure motherfuckers respect your process.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
I really had to come to a point where I was like, listen, it's just gonna have to. It's got to go like this. This is how it's gonna go. I'm not getting the ingrown hairs.
But I got some beard stuff for you, some skincare stuff for you. I'll send you some cocoa butter in the mail.
I debate like once a week texting you and be like, yo, we gotta get lotion. Like it is what
I'll send you
you're gonna have to buy some lotion.
You would have told me this was like an issue. you
I have a-
helped you out.
I-
I mean,
I-
I'm a girl of all things. Like
Yeah, but you're white.
I have a Costco card. We can go buy some lotion.
My foster family was black.
Okay, I forgot you had a black
So
brother.
she's been wearing lotion
Yes.
since lotion was invented.
She's been
basically.
yes.
They used to have cocoa butter everywhere. Like there was lotion
There's
in every
cocoa
bed.
butter everywhere.
Like I'm
Yo.
serious. Like they had everything for you, no matter what.
Yeah, because being moisturized is really fucking nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
they
So
would blast
when
that
you walk
shit.
outside in the cold, your lips don't crack, and that's really
Yeah, I
nice.
mean, my lips be hurting.
And then
like,
your
at
lips
least.
crack, and then like someone sees you, looks you have a cold sore. I'm like, I don't want to pass the blunt to you. I don't want to share a drink with you. I don't do any of that shit because
I'm
guess what? Your
I'm
lips
that
crack.
person.
Exactly.
Like looking at my
like,
what
like,
the
bro, like,
fuck
bro, do I
wrong
pass
with
this
your
to you?
lips?
Like, where are you even putting in your mouth? Like,
I'll go to make like some motivational content and some content, and I'll like go to watch it.
Bro.
What the fuck's wrong with your
hear-
lips?
hear me
dude?
out.
And delete it.
I'm gonna drop another gem, right? Lip scrub.
I do Aquaphor.
Like the tattoo shit.
I don't know. Is that tattoo?
Yes.
Is that okay? I guess.
I
mean, put it on my
No,
lips.
lip scrub is like, it's like this thing you put on your.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's just really bad for your skin, actually. Like,
Really?
with your lips, yeah, because it pretty much peels away your skin and stuff like that.
Like
And
like a
it-
sugar-based one, like.
Yeah, even that, it's really bad for you. They just say, like, literally get a toothbrush and brush your lips, like, with a toothbrush and clean your
And
lips
just
that way.
knock the dead skin
And
off.
then do that, yeah.
Cause it was leaving my lips nice and fucking juicy, but apparently I shouldn't.
No, it does that, but the thing is, it causes more.
So you want us to get lip fillers?
No. A toothbrush is not giving you a lip filler. You're so dumb.
Have you ever seen some of the women nowadays with just a little too much lip filler?
I have zero opinions on
Zero.
plastic surgery and where it's gone because one, I stay in my lane as far as what people do to their bodies.
Yes.
I have my personal opinions, and the only people that need to worry about those are the women that I pursue.
Yeah.
But you know, I've seen all types of jobs done that could be better.
Yes.
But it's not in my opinion.
Whatever makes
so-
you happy.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not,
whatever makes you happy.
I am happy over here in my
Yeah.
land. I'm not about to make some girl's life tough because
Yeah,
her
no, that's
Botox
true.
and shit. Like it's not.
One thing that freaks me out is you'll hear like once, maybe a quarter of somebody passing away from a procedure like that. You know what I mean? Of
Yeah.
just like
It's funny, this chick went to the DR because you get these deals on BBLs, and
Yeah.
she got a BBL, but she went to her doctor back in LA a few months later. He was like, something's not right. Your levels are off. They took her fucking kidney.
oh no, you need that.
Because they were doing, you need one of them.
Yeah.
So they took one of them, but like in some of these areas, and most people I know that get plastic surgery done go to a certified doctor.
Yeah.
But some people are flying out of the country to go get them done for $3,000, $4,000.
Sinaloa.
And then you get your organs sold on the black market, you know?
Yeah.
But no one's there to regulate it, so
Yeah.
you really shouldn't have done that.
That's insane.
That's fucked. Imagine that. Imagine
Yeah.
like waking up and you just don't have a kidney.
Yeah,
No,
you-
no, no. Imagine finding out your kidney's been missing for 6 months, you know, like that kind of
Man,
thing.
I was talking to somebody. That's so crazy you brought this up because I was talking to somebody the other day that said they had like an uncle that like had some hooker over in Vegas and he woke up on ice, kidney gone.
You got to be careful. I have spent some time in Vegas.
Okay, let's go down that road because I can tell you a really crazy story about when I was 18 and went to Vegas.
I have spent some time in Vegas,
Dude.
and I don't want to go down this road.
I don't
so
think
we
I can either because like I think
I-
legally like our
I
parent
can't-
company can watch
I
these.
am never meant talking about my Vegas. Never again.
What happens in Vegas?
It fucking stays in Vegas. That's
Hopefully,
a real fucking thing.
Hopefully it stays in Vegas. I think my parents got married in Vegas, so they didn't.
That's fascinating.
It didn't all stay there. It came back with me.
Came back. Vegas.
Vegas, dog. Let's go to Vegas.
Okay, we can do a Vegas trip. And we'll go to the club and. God, I'm so irresponsible.
I would be the worst clubber
I'm so
because.
irresponsible. Last time I went there, I looked at my bank account the next day and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
I was like, what the fuck did I do?
No, that happened to me the first time I went out in Chicago.
Really?
Yes, because I went out for my 21st. It was in Chicago, and I had never gone out. And Ace of Spades I've bought before. I bought bottles because I liked the way they look, and
You bought a bottle of Ace, not knowing how much you were paying for that shit?
I bought 4.
You
3
fucked up, man. That's
I-
crazy.
I bought 3 or 4 with no connections, and when she brought me the bill, it was $12,000.
You didn't have anybody be like, yo, help me out, bro, because you were new here.
No.
Yeah, that's insane.
Bro.
I have never known, I don't know anybody in Chicago that's gotten that many bottles of Ace without some sort of connection to the club, something on the house, or you're hooking something up. Like,
Bro.
You walked in dick swinging.
Yes.
I feel you, dog.
And I handed her the card, and that was before the tip. I at least got her Instagram, but didn't even, like, for $13,000, dog. It should have went way further than the Instagram.
For $12,000, you got the Instagram handle. I'm happy for you, dog.
The most expensive Instagram I ever got.
I hope it was worth it.
She had a boyfriend.
Man, that seems like a big L. You took an L that
That's
night.
the biggest
You took
L.
a big
That was
fucking
one of the biggest L I've taken in my life. I was. Have you ever handed the card and been sweating? Like, I was already a little hot, and then I handed her the card, and it was like, holy fuck.
That happened in Vegas.
So,
I withdrew enough money to where I switched cards like 3 or 4 times that night.
yeah,
Like,
I
I was withdrawn from like different accounts. Like that was the funnest club I've been to in my motherfucking life. Like
What club?
Rhino, Spearmint Rhino.
Oh, I have not been there, but I've heard crazy stories about. I have another crazy story.
They don't know this when Toronto won the trophy.
Oh my god.
Drake took the trophy to Spearmint Rhino.
Oh wow.
It's one of Drake's favorite
Yes.
clubs. Like it is fire.
What's the one in Miami? What's the one in Miami?
Tootsie's?
Tootsie's.
Yeah, man. I think so. I think Rhino's better.
Yeah.
I try to stay at a strip club
think
these
we
days.
went to-
I'm wholesome.
Yeah, I think we went to Tootsie's, or I think I was 20 when we did this. I think we went to 11. I think it's in Miami.
It's a bottomless pit.
And it was my buddy, and I don't want to like throw him out on the
You should throw him on the bus. Do it.
too much, but he spent $2 or $3 for a dance that didn't go much further than the dance. But he spent $2,000 on a private dance,
But
dude.
I will say, like,
and we paid $700 to get in.
a thirsty ass dude is a cash cow. You know,
Yeah.
like, a dude that is thirsty for a woman is a cash cow. That's why women play men the way they do, and like, rightfully fucking so.
And I'm sitting there, and I was in a relationship, so I'm sitting in the corner like this, just like waiting for him. I was just there for my boy, and like I was like really proud of myself because this is like getting in my relationship, and I was like,
You were like, wow, I'm in Miami, not doing a damn thing. You're
yes,
happy
dude.
about that?
I didn't do nothing, and I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in there with a suit, looking clean. My boy's there. I'm helping him out. You know what I mean? Throw a couple bucks on his dance, and this cat is taking forever. I'm sitting there, you know what I mean, just waiting around. It's not till 2, 3 a.m. and I'm like an early, like I want to go to bed, bro. Like, what are you doing? You spent $2,000? Let's go. Like, we gotta go. This dude comes down. He looks exactly like the Wolf of Wall Street guy, Jonah Hill in the movie.
Oh wow.
He looks exactly like that.
Yeah.
So
it's okay to walk in the club. I took my girl to the club in Vegas.
Yeah.
And like we walked out, sun was up, but we were both happy as fuck.
Yeah.
Spent a bunch of money, bunch of dances, everything.
Yeah.
So going to the strip club with the right people is a fucking blast.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't have to get you in trouble.
No.
If you have the right partner, it will not get you in trouble.
Yeah, no, I have not been since that one. So I think I was 20. So that was my last one was 11.
And don't go to any. You're fine without them.
Well, I started young. I was 17, 18.
You were a little savage.
Yeah, I was no dad, bro. I was the dad.
You a daddy.
Yeah, I was daddy.
You a
yeah.
daddy?
Yeah, 12 years, bro. My dad went away when I was 10, but they divorced when I was 6.
Mm-hmm.
So since like 6, he was out of my life, but like for sure out by 10.
Facts.
And since then, it was like, I remember when my mom used to beat me. We used to have a paddle, and I remember like by the time I was 11 or 12, she went to spank me this one time. I was like, look back, I was like, you better not drop it. You know what I mean? I started getting stronger.
Bro, same thing. I remember I used to get whoopings, and then one day like they just didn't hit the same way. And
dude.
And I was like, yeah, I'm growing up, motherfucker. I'm growing up.
It was like, have you ever seen Planet of the Apes?
I have.
Where Caesar just is like, he
catches
grabs,
it?
he's like,
Yeah,
no.
it's
And I was
like,
like, that shit started killing. I was
yeah.
like, and she called the police, and she was going to send me to juvie, and that was the beginning. So my mom's like an OG.
You might have to fuck around and write a book.
Yeah, I did, actually.
You did?
I did write one, but I never released it.
Why not?
So I wrote it as soon as I started in the insurance industry 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I met with my mentor, my partner now, and he had said, sit on it and let your story develop a little more, because I just got into the insurance industry. So it's more of a biology on like, I guess, the first part of my life. You know what I mean? Because I feel like 1 to 18, 6 to 18, whatever, is really a developmental phase. And, I feel like 18 to 30s
It's crazy.
is going to be like the next big phase.
That phase, the early phase, like my parents just told me to work my ass off and
Yeah.
earn an education, do sports.
Yeah.
Like imagine just being told to play sports as hard as possible.
Yes.
And that was my only compass. So I'm like,
Yeah.
stay out of trouble, play sports, and get good grades.
Yeah. See, I was a wild kid. Like, I brought Chicago to, like, my little white ghetto. I was 15. I had a high point 45 under my pillow.
For where were you living?
It was Pennsylvania. It was a
It
small.
was popping in Pennsylvania.
It was not popping in Pennsylvania. I was one of the darker people in my area. So
Darker meaning like mentally or just black?
Black. I'm talking about like I dealt
Black.
with like extreme racism at my school. I'm talking about like I had to beat a few kids up. You know what I mean? For just consistent, like hard R and me.
And were there any kids that were like dark skinned? Because you're mixed. Were
The only other dark skinned kid was like kind of slow. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So like that's how you know like you in that area. Like I wasn't no like my mom grew up in
boonies.
Yeah, she had us in like this hick town. Like it was like that's where probably more of the country just kind of grew in me over time. Where it's like, you know, that there's a piece of me that's just like just white. You know what I mean?
Which is perfectly fine.
It's balanced.
It's perfectly fine.
Yes.
There is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no.
But obviously, there's no room for racism.
No, not at all.
Picking on somebody because
not at all.
Skin and shit like that.
But honestly, the N-word never bothered me as a young kid. I was just so angry that I used it as I just used it as an excuse to like let's just go. You know what I mean? Let's go.
No, I need for all my white friends to not say that shit.
Right?
Point blank. Period.
Yeah.
If you're not black, I
really awkward.
say this shit. But I know hip hop like makes everybody think that they can say anything and everything, which is not the case, by the way.
So
As
weird.
A reminder: we're getting into Black History Month. Cut the bullshit.
The shortest month of the year too. Is that you ever think about that?
I do all the time.
Like I'm not trying to be like selfish or entitled, but I always think of it's like so weird. It's like
preferably I would like June.
I like June
Because I like Juneteenth.
Yeah, bro.
Juneteenth is my favorite holiday.
Yes.
All year.
Yes.
All year. I don't give a fuck about Christmas, 4th of July, Leif Erikson Day.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn. But
Yeah.
Juneteenth I'm the happiest motherfucker you could possibly meet on that day.
What do you do on Juneteenth?
Celebrate, because I'm from Texas, so Juneteenth was important.
Oh,
I was raised to believe in Juneteenth, and then all of a sudden it became a federal holiday 2 years ago.
Wow.
So big win for Texas.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So as we start to kind of wrap up, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to touch on.
Joanna, Mary, did I miss anything?
Anything else we want to touch on?
I got thumbs up.
I think we should talk more, just a couple seconds more about your app. I don't know if I want to kind of broadcast that more.
So the app is called Hexo.
Hexo.
Hexxo. And I can pull it up for you now, but obviously that was made because
okay.
You see the interface, see what it looks like.
Yeah, that's sweet.
From an app standpoint, you open it up, say you want to look for a color.
Oh, wow.
So just pick one. It's a rough beta, as you know how these things go. But click red. It gives you every red location in Chicago. Click orange, in your area.
Yeah.
And every city has a different color culture.
This is sweet.
Yeah. So think about like there's a huge gap in search functionality for locations. And these aren't locations you pay for. This isn't fucking Peerspace. You don't need to pay $800 an hour to come use this red wall. Just pull up there. You can create there. And obviously I have a price model. There's like 4 or 5 tiers that give you different access. Permits, better rated locations, patterns, textures, all that kind of shit. But obviously this thing started with me. Like I had a problem and I wanted to create a solution that fixed it. And I know if I had the problem, I know my friend would have that problem. And at that point, like, you just have this really, really nuclear group of people, like atomic group of people, 15 people, 20 people, really credible, where you could know, like, this idea has traction.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I started, because I was solving a problem for creatives. And I think there are so many issues in this world that have yet to be solved with simple solutions that, like, we're so focused on, like, doing the most innovative shit, but I'm like, this is just an interface that helps you search and explore your city better. It's not complicated in nature.
Yeah.
And no good design, no good app, no good idea is complicated in nature. Because it has to be digested by a consumer if you want to sell it. It has to be simple. Good apps are simple, always.
When are you going to go public with it?
I'm going to do a beta phase probably in the next month and then take that feedback and get ready for launch. So by the summer.
By the summer?
By the summer, motherfuckers will be running around enjoying this app. And
yes.
This is what I was talking to her about this yesterday. Like, it'll cut like 2 or 3 hours out of your planning process, and time is money.
Yeah.
We spend so much time trying to find the right place to shoot.
Yeah. I can't even imagine.
And from an advertising standpoint, like I've spent $20,000 on a location scout.
Wow.
And sometimes it's necessary because they come with permits. Sometimes you want to come through with a fucking semi truck that blows up, so you need to like have different sorts of access and permission from the city. But there's a process that can help you get what you want, and I'm trying to create a much smoother process.
Wow. I love that.
I'm really helping my friends right now. I'm doing this for the fam.
Yeah.
For my network, like.
I was going to say, this is really going to help your niche. You know what I mean? The media, people in general.
And say oh my God, you got a new pair of shoes. You want to flex that shit? Go get a fit off, put the color red in, go stand in front of the wall. How many fucking TikTok people are going to be running all around the city creating cool kind of content?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it has a lot of legs, and I can take you to the business deck. I'm seeking $500,000 right now.
Yeah.
But I can take you through that, and you can check it out. But I love it. I've had a blast. I've grown a ton. It's been challenging, and I know I'm working towards something that's really fucking valid.
Yeah.
And I tell myself that when I get down. Actually, I don't get down because I believe in myself.
I love that. I love that. The last thing, and the very last thing, Velvet Taco.
No.
That's what I thought.
Don't mention that shit.
That's what I thought. I did not like it.
I went there, got 3 tacos. It was $35. And I'm like,
right?
It's cool from like an experimental standpoint, like a chicken and waffle and grits taco. But what
No.
the fuck am I even really eating? You know
No,
what I mean?
dude. I liked the red velvet cake. That was it.
No. Velvet
You're
taco,
not a sweet tooth guy, but I
just
got
like,
the cake.
When I think about tacos, my Mexican food, like I would just want it from
Abuela.
Mexican people.
Yeah.
Like I just want it from people that are from the culture,
Bring
not
it.
from someone that's making a shrimp and grits taco doesn't really need to exist.
Yeah.
And it's experimental, and food is creative, so
Yes.
you can be experimental. But if you ask me to go to Velvet Taco, I will delete your number out of my phone. I don't know. Never talk to you again. Don't ask me. Like it's like a last desperation.
Do you have a favorite taco place outside of finding?
I like Arturo's Tacos, which is on Armitage and Western. There's a spot on North right next to my house that's open like 2 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
It's hard to catch them. I'm pretty sure it's a front for something else, but they make good food. They have the best bodega tacos, and it's fucking delicious. I like my home cooked tacos, but I can cook, so like I just like to handle things in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple dude for the most part.
Yeah. Will you clean it up after you cook, or?
It depends. So usually I cook for my friends a lot. So
Yeah.
like if I'm buying the food, prepping, all that shit, then y'all can clean the crib.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go smoke this blunt and sit on the couch.
Yeah.
But if it's just me, like yeah.
Okay. See, that's one of the things. Like I kind of like. I'm so OCD where it's like if somebody doesn't clean it the way I want it to be clean, I'm gonna probably be
That's
upset.
true. But part of me is like, as the chef, sometimes your job is done.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
like
true.
If you cook the food and feed the mouths, then someone else could pick up the fucking suds.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, and
Dope.
I cook, and like you will come to Friendsgiving next.
Yeah.
In November, but
Let's
I cook collard greens, had those motherfuckers on the stove for like 6 hours. Everybody brought a dish. It was so much food, beautiful spread, fed like 20 people. Everybody happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Let's go.
come check that out. It's
Yes.
fun.
Let's do it. Well, make sure you guys check out Lasalle Smith, shot by Lasalle.
Shot by Lasalle, of course.
And is there any other social media platforms you want to shout out?
You could shop by Lasalle and hexo.color and
Cool.
just be up to date with that because there's a lot of really exciting news coming with that idea.
Let's go.
And I'm planning very, very meticulously.
Let's go. Well, thank you for attending today, brother, and I hope you have a blessed day.
I appreciate you, boss man. Anytime.
Yes, sir.